Hello and welcome to The Subtle Way with me, Anna. So The Subtle Way is something I founded that is inspired by working with subtle energies through subtle energy healing and subtle energy yoga, as well as my own experience recovering from chronic conditions and chronic illness. I struggled with chronic fatigue syndrome, myalgic encephalitis, POTS, postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, fibromyalgia, PTSD. And so I had a lot of stuff going on that I needed to work through. And also, when you're dealing with these conditions, you have to think differently from the way we're basically taught. The way of you've got to push hard, you've got to strive, you've got to work as hard as you can, go to your edge. You can't do that when you're recovering from these kind of conditions. You have to do a much more gentle, subtle approach. So that's why I work with the title, The Subtle Way, because we're going to just move through gently and with care and with kindness and compassion, taking the small steps a little bit at a time and doing things that nurture us. Especially I had to work around not being able to get my heart rate up. So I had to still figure out how I could move and how I could do things and how I could take care of my body and my energy without bringing up my heart rate, without getting into cardio overload. So, I'm doing a lot and wanting to share a lot of practices with subtle energy healing and subtle energy yoga. Going to be launching online classes that'll be a bit longer and have a lot more content available to you in a couple of weeks' time. You can register for that in the description below. So with that work, really working with gentle practices to help restore the energy system. So we're working with energy first, the body second, and there's many ways we do that. Today I want to bring in a little bit of a practice for winding down. So I've been dealing a lot with researching different kinds of technology, learning how to use this lighting, new cameras, new microphones, all of these things to sort of expand and improve the way I am offering things in a sort of audio visual way for you all. And so I've been very much up in my head having to deal with the little technical details and issues like that. And so now I'm finding myself, it's like it's time to wind down. I need to settle down. I have already done these practices this evening and I had a bit of a headache and things this before, and now that's all cleared up and I actually feel a lot fresher and brighter as I share this practice with you. So I invite you to join me. You're welcome to sit in the chair, sit on your bed. I do suggest being upright for some of this, as you'll see as we go through. I just like to sit on the floor, so that's why I'm here. So just find yourself a comfortable place. And then once you get settled, just doing any little movements you need to do just to make yourself a little bit more comfortable. I'm going to invite you to close your eyes, or you can keep them open, it's up to you. And just bringing your awareness into your breath. So the breath is the first way that helps us just get into the present moment, get into the body, getting out of all the busyness and chit chatter. If you're just paying attention to your breath, it's a lot harder to stay caught up in the mental stuff. So just notice as you breathe what it's like. If you might notice a sudden need to yawn or sigh, which can just be a release of excess energy. Notice the areas expand and contract. Notice if this, how smooth the breath is. Is it easy for the body to expand or contract, or is there tightness in there? So just noticing that, and whenever little tightness and tensions, see if you can release them and open up a little space. And if you can't, just observe. Don't get into judgment or criticism or about how the way things are. Just be with what is at this present moment. And as you're aware of your breath, bringing your attention into the weight of your body to the surface below. If your feet are on the floor, feeling the sensation and the contact between the feet and the floor as well. Feeling the weight of the legs on the feet, the weight of the upper body, the torso, on the buttocks and on the thighs. And then let your awareness shift into your spine. So as well as helping to support, ground us and settle us down, feeling the weight of the body, the force of gravity, also coming into our spine, our central axis, the support structure. Helps calm and soothe us down. Keeps our awareness in the body. Also being aware of your breath at the same time. And then just to help support opening a little bit of space in the head, just bring your hands up and giving your scalp a really good massage. And while you massage, you may still be aware of the breath, or you can let that intention go. It's up to you. And so as you work your way around the scalp, and so if you have a hat on, take it off. If your hair's tied up, take it out. Be able to really get in there, mess things up. If you find any little sore spots, giving them a little bit more attention, giving them a good massage, opening up space. There's lots of different meridian points and neurovascular points on the head. So by even just bringing our hands up to the head and giving attention to our scalp, it also helps bring blood and circulation back into the brain, especially if you're feeling quite stressed and hyper and wound up. Especially with the stress responses going with fight, flight and freeze and things like that. This will drain blood out of the brain and we're not able to think as well. But by bringing our hands up and getting a little massage, we're increasing circulation as well. There we go. And then we're just going to bring our hands down and give them a little rub. And then placing the heels on the cheekbones, covering the eyes, closing the eyes, letting the front of the hands cascade over the forehead. And just softening into your breath, letting the hands rest there. You might feel a little heat transferring into the eyes, letting the eyes relax. Letting that whole optic nerve relax. We hold a lot of tension in our eyes. We spend a lot of time in front of screens. So this can also put a little extra strain on the eyes. So this could be very soothing for that as well. We're covering some of the neurovascular points on the forehead, so help bringing a little bit of soothing into the vascular system and the brain and the body. Helps support soothing the nervous system as well. And then you can let your hands, if you want to, sit here for about 2 minutes. But I'm going to keep moving forward. So bringing the fingertips in line into the center of the forehead and then just pushing in and sliding out to the side. Smoothing out and then moving up and smoothing out. Then we're going to go down the center line. This time you're just pulling the fingers out apart an inch, going down the center of the skull. Really trying to push in. Feel like you're creating space in there, pulling the bones apart, going all the way down. And then as you come to that area at the base of the skull, the top of the neck, you can give a little massage in there before we move it a little bit further down. Then going the rest of the way down the back of the neck. And then just letting the hands hang for a moment on the top of the shoulders. And then you can bring the hands down to the heart. Just turning that attention back inwards. Then letting the hands rest on the knees for a moment. And then just bring your awareness back into the breath. Then as you're aware of your breath, soften your belly. Open the heart. Notice your breath. Soften the belly. Open the heart. Notice the breath. Soften the belly. Open the heart. Notice the breath. Soften the belly. Open the heart. Notice the breath. Soften the belly. Open the heart. And then just notice, bring that awareness Just let it rest in that center of the chest, the heart space. Just noticing any sensations, just noticing how you feel now to how you felt when we started. And you can sit with this and stay in this place for as long as you like.